Slack announces email integration, Reddit gets banned and then unbanned in Russia, an app called Bar Roulette is a surprise drinking fun game, and more. It's Friday, August 14th, and this is Crunch Report. Hello everyone, I spilled lunch on myself, so let's just I know, it's there. As someone who hates email more than life, that's me, I can tell you that ever since the TechCrunch team started using Slack for our business communication, I have gotten fewer emails, which is basically like AOL giving me free money, because as everyone knows, email is the devil, and the super devil is internal email. Stop emailing me. However, the Slack team is smart enough to know that email, while foul and gross, is still a necessary evil. And today the company announced functionality to bring email into Slack channels for all teams on the standard or the plus plans. Now, once set up, an email will show in a channel as a snippet and then can be fully expanded by clicking on it. Why would you want to do something like this? Well, maybe it's a support ticket email you want to alert a bunch of people to, and you know that they're in Slack and they'll see it. Mind you, you can't reply to an email directly from Slack, at least not right away, but you might see it more quickly. Reddit, you do certainly keep things interesting. Okay, so here's what happened this week. The entire site was blacklisted and banned for a bunch of users in Russia a couple days ago after a threat was made by Roskom-nadzor, which is essentially the FCC of Russia, to remove a thread about growing psychedelic mushrooms. I'm not kidding. So the site was blocked completely for many users, depending on their ISP. Then a few hours later, unbanned after Reddit removed the offensive mushroom post. Now, of course, many users on Reddit thought that the company should have kept the post up as a statement on free speech. A lot of people on Reddit are very into free speech, but as the company weathers a summer of some community drama, some pretty major executive shifts, it appears that free speech may not always be the number one priority. By the way, this isn't the first time Russia has cracked the whip on internet drug talk. Back in 2013, Roskom-nadzor blacklisted Wikipedia because of an article on cannabis smoking. Apple just released a new diversity report breaking down the race, gender, and ethnic makeup of its workforce, also touting the strides that it's made to increase diversity within the company. So while Apple is still 54% white male, this is in the US, of new hires over the last year, 19% were Asian, 13% Hispanic, and 11% Black. Globally, Apple is 69% male. However, in the past year, 35% of Apple's new hires around the world were women. CEO Tim Cook wrote in a public letter that, quote, "In total, this represents the largest group of employees we've ever hired from underrepresented groups in a single year." The report comes a day after Apple announced a partnership with Code 2040, which is a nonprofit working to raise the number of underrepresented minorities in this industry. Cook also acknowledged that there is still a lot of work that needs to be done. We don't talk about immigration much on Crunch Report, but it's Friday. Let's do it. Data from the United Nations Refugee Agency shows that the number of refugees arriving in Europe from Syria, Afghanistan, Somalia, Iraq, and Eritrea has increased 10x since last year. In Greece alone, 137,613 people reached the country and its various islands by sea in the first 7 months of 2015, compared to just 14,714 during that period last year. Quite a jump. An entrepreneur based in Berlin, Paula Schwartz, is using the power of social media to broadcast what she says is a refugee crisis currently happening on the Greek island of Samos, where thousands of refugees have landed in the last few weeks. Schwartz and people from a number of startups and the venture capital industry have formed a group called Startupboat to conduct research on the status quo of political refugees on Samos Island and, quote, develop tools to improve the status quo of irregular migrants on the Greek islands. Startupboat has launched a website called First Contact, it's still in alpha, and explains to refugees arriving on the island what to do when they arrive, helps them secure food, promotes general awareness of the situation. Schwartz also runs a platform to connect Greek startups with investors from around the world and wants to set up an information center and help the refugees learn IT skills for more employment opportunities. Let's drastically switch gears now and talk about drinking alcohol. Where would you like to drink? Are you out of ideas for a bar crawl this evening? It is Friday. Bar Roulette is here to help you. It is a web app built out of a hackathon that pulls from Uber's API, yes, Uber, ride-sharing service, to choose a random bar near you based on your location and overall bar reviews on Yelp. So, you tap a button, you hail an Uber, you get in the Uber, And then you have no idea where you're going until you're actually in front of the bar that has been chosen for you. And then the Uber driver tells you what bar to walk into if it's not already obvious. And then you're on your way to inner peace. And that's it. And that's the report for today. I'm Sarah Lane. Crunch Report airs Monday through Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, right here on TechCrunch.com. Have a great weekend. See you on Monday.